Hey, good morning, YouTube. It's Friday. It's Friggs Day. Anyway, I haven't recorded this in a minute. I've still been walking though, but I just haven't. I did do one recording one time, but I deleted it. It's just some stuff that I said. I was like, I don't want to share that. So anyway, I'm back out now. One of the times I recorded this, I said that my goal was to do this whole stretch, which is 2.5 miles one way. So down and back would be 5 miles. Well, I hit that 5 miles already. Maybe like, if it wasn't last week, I don't think it was last week. I think it was the week before. And it was kind of an accident. Now, I told you over there on that side, there is a pathway, and there is. So what happened was, I started parking at the front way down there. See my finger way down there, okay? Instead of this first set aside parking. Well, it's not the first one, it's like the second one, okay? I was parking there at first. And so I would miss a good stretch. But what I started doing was parking right at the front. And I saw someone coming out of the woods over there on that side. And I asked about the path, what the path was. And I was letting them know that I didn't want to, really walk in the woods by myself. So he was like, so come on. He was just about done. So he took me over there. Now, the very first thing over there is a hill, but it's more like a mini mountain, okay? I did record it. I haven't put it up yet. Me and a sister that I ran into that I've been knowing for years when I studied with the Hebrew Israelites. I ran into her here one day last week, and I told her about it. And, she grew up in Israel, so big old hills, mountains, all of that, it was nothing to her. So she walked that thing like it was nothing. But anyway, so my friend, my walking partner here, he's become my walking partner, basically. He took me over there and we walked that mountain. And then we walked the trail in the woods, okay? Again, on the opposite side. Thing about it on that side is it's, I don't know how, but he measured it out. It's like the distance of something is longer. Okay, well, no, it's not. Okay, only in this regard, factoring in the fact that he walks the mountain, and when he gets to the top, we walk the street because it's houses and stuff right at the top. Walk the street for a distance, come back, walk down the mountain, then we walk the path on that side. And then what we do is at the other end, all the way down there on that side, all the way at the other end, there's another very intense hill. Okay. A little mini mountain. And we walk up that. Walk the street, because when we get to the top of that again, it's houses and stuff. Walk the street for a distance. Walk back down the mountain. Finish the path out on that side, which leads to this side, on the flat side, but further down, of course. We walk that for a distance, and then we go back over there and walk back. Now, what he does, which I haven't done yet, because schedule, but what he does is when he walks back, when he goes back on the foresty side, walks to the front, he walks the mountain again, okay? And then comes down, walks this side, does some push-ups, because there's some push-up bars over here. Walk back to the, after he does the push-ups, we walk back to the front on this flat side. So I think for him, it comes out With all that, it comes out about 6 miles. So my first time doing it with him, I didn't do the mountain the second time. So that came to like 5 miles. I think it was like 4.7. Because, you know, he got his Fitbit or whatever. And he measures it all out.
Why would he tell you that? You're like, Mom.
And it was like my very first time, it was 4.7. You know, I'm going to round it up, okay? But if I, because of my schedule, because of our schedules are different, I can only come out here and do all of that like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. He's out of town today. So I have not yet walked that mountain a second time. That's the goal, because we did things in bits and pieces. For me, he did that for me. And one day he did like, because he was hanging with me, trying to work with me. Because I had to leave early. So he measured as much as he could out so that I could, you know, get a good workout in. Did I walk the second hill that day? I can't remember. One day I had to leave. It was Sunday. I had to leave early because I had an appointment. I don't remember. But nevertheless, so after I got done, after he got me all settled and everything, he redid his thing. And he did 9 miles that day. Now listen, this man is 64 years old. I mean, he looks great. He was he was, what do you call it? Personal trainer. Lived in New York City, so he was personal trainer at some of the gyms in New York. And he just looked really good. He used to do martial arts, yes. Good morning, how y'all doing? Tai Chi and Kung Fu. Looked really great. He was ripped. You know, so this ain't nothing for him. You know what I mean? So he's got me. I mean, we don't have any kind of set program. Like, you know, he's just like, just meet me out there, you know? So when I could, because like last week, I was off work, period. I didn't have work to work at all. Had my last day of school the week before that. And I came out here, but I didn't run into him until that Sunday. Then that week, I was completely off, so I came out. I didn't come out every single day. I can't remember what I did, shit. I just know I came out, met with him like at least 3 days that week. Now, I might have ran into him I think it was that Friday. I think it was a Friday. Yes, it was Friday I ran into him. Yes, when I got off, because my last day of school was on a Thursday. And so I came out and I met him on that Friday. So we've been hanging tough ever since. And I really appreciate it, you know, but I really like it over there. You know, it's always just a mind over matter thing, because a lot of times, plain and simple, you know, it's just like, oh God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to walk that mountain. I don't want to walk that mountain, because that's the very first thing we do. But it's like, now you know better. Good morning. You know better. You know, don't be telling yourself that shit. Stop. It's like, yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, just gonna hit that mountain today. Gonna hit that mountain today, you know. Anyway, I hate it. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. But I like the benefits of it. And I really like walking over there. I'm not gonna walk over there by myself. It's just not gonna happen, okay? It's too woodsy. Okay. People do it. And there are plenty of people that walk that mountain. Most of the people that I have seen do it thus far, you know, are like middle-aged, older people. Like one guy was just walking it like boom, boom, like it was nothing twice. I said, he want me to do that. He want me to walk this twice. He was like, oh yeah, you know, you can do it. I was like, yeah, no. And I'm going to. But what I'm saying that to say, so what was it? I think it was Saturday or Sunday. No, was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday I came. He couldn't make it that Saturday. So I got here early and just did my thing. And just from walking that path, my stamina was kind of built. Because what I was doing initially was just walk like maybe 40 minutes out, an hour out and back. Well, no, I don't think I walked no hour out. Not when I was making the videos a few weeks ago. Maybe on like 40 minutes. 30, 40 minutes, something like that. I think just 30 minutes. So I was doing a total of an hour. Well, doing that walk with him, I do at least 2 hours. And so when I came out here Saturday, good morning. And he couldn't make it. I was like, well, I'll just walk over here on flat because I ain't walking in the woods by myself. Now, I might hit that mountain by myself when I get done today. I might, okay? And just take my time. But, yeah, so I walked over here on the flat land. He couldn't make it. Hold on, y'all. Got my anklet on. Getting caught in my shoe. So anyway, so I did end up walking much further out on the flat because it's like, my body was kind of used to it from walking over there, and all the terrain and the little hills and the mud and straight up nature that has not been manicured like this shit here. Flat land out. Okay. Not over in them woods. So anyway, it's cool over there. I like it. But anyway, that Saturday, yeah. So I ended up walking 2 miles out and back. And then I did the mountain. I walked 2 miles out, saw my sister friend from years back who I had been thinking about like a week before, and I was like, damn, I don't even know how to get in touch with her, and she was doing her jog. I was walking, we said hi, looked at each other, both of us did a double take, like, hey. So that was cool. That's the cool thing about this trail too. Since I've been coming out here, I've run into how y'all doing? Quite a few people that haven't seen in like God for years. Haven't seen in a long time. So that's cool. And part of me was like thinking, I didn't realize that many people walked out here, but that ain't true. Shit. I just had not been coming out here. I was going other places. So I had to ride through here so much this past school year to get to the schools that I needed to go to. I'm dropping my daughter off at her school. So it put me in the... You know me?
My sister! What's up?
What's up?
So good to see you.
So good. You know me?
Don't I?
No.
Are you a friend of Bill?
Who?
No.
But you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
Girlfriend of mine.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry with you. I'm my sister. Good morning.
I know. That's why I said that's okay. I love that.
And
I love that. Well, I got that close when I was younger, but then I would always fade it out. But that's so sharp.
Thank you so much.
Do you work at Cleveland Clinic?
No.
Did you ever work there?
No.
There was a sister way back in the day who used to work at, she did the same thing. She was so bold with it, yeah. But what's your name?
Shari.
I'm Nikki.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I may see you around coming up here, okay?
All
right, you too. Yeah. See, I get that a lot. People always, I get that a lot. Like, ever since I was a teenager, okay? We being a mom, me and my mom, and people would just speak to me, just like, hey, but they wouldn't speak to me like, how you doing? Like they speaking to a stranger. They would speak to me. Hey, Susan. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. And I went to high school with her. See, that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, that sister right there, when I met her that I just spoke to, Susan. When I met her when I went to 11th grade, I transferred to a new school, right? Catholic school. And it was type of situation where a lot of people that went there, they had been going to school with each other, since like the fucking kindergarten, through all the Catholic schools. So they all pretty much knew each other, right? And you got to remember, this is the 11th grade. It was only like me and one other girl that were new that year. This is 11th grade. Good morning. And man, by the time, you know how they do. They get together, everybody grab me, gonna tell me about this one, that one, and the other one. That sister right there, they had me so scared of her and so intimidated by her, by the things they said about her. Listen, that was my junior year. So I just kind of stayed away from her and her crew, right? And one of the girls in her crew, one of her best friends, we went to the same church, but it was a bigger church. So I didn't really know her. We would just see each other. I stayed away from her. I was like, oh shit. Man, it wasn't like they demeaned her in a sense, but it was just like, they paying out like the girl was crazy, right? Well, you had these crews, right? These groups. This group don't like that group, group don't like that group. This one don't like that one like this one. Well, shit, you knew coming in. You don't know who, what, where, when. You don't know none of that shit. I ain't know nothing. She is the nicest person. Oh, okay. She's the nicest person. Like I said, my junior year, I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing to her. I ain't into fights and pain and all that type of shit, right? Listen. And one particular girl, how y'all doing? One particular girl, they just was at odds, you know what I'm saying? She just didn't like her. But me and that girl was real cool, And I was like, I ain't about to be guilty by association, though. Y'all got issues. Y'all got issues before I got to this place. Y'all deal with your issues. Don't bring me in shit. You know what I mean? That was my attitude. I ain't say it, but that's how I carried it. Nope. But in the end, anyway, senior year, beginning of the year, I did the same thing. I ain't gonna say nothing to her. Middle of the year, the girl was speaking to me so sweet and kind. And since we have since I won't say since I graduated, but this last stretch of God knows how many years that I've been back in this city, I would see her all the time. She's so nice. Nicest person. And at first I was like, oh, she must have got nicer as we got older. And it kind of hit me like, no, she probably was always nice and sweet. She probably was always that way. Y'all kids, y'all was children. They got a hold of fresh meat, whoever could, and wanted you on their team, girl. That's what that was. But she's a very nice person. But anyway, I was talking about this walk. So what I did that particular day, that Saturday, I walked 2 miles out, ran into my sister from the Hebrew. We looked at each other, did a double take, like, what? Hadn't seen each other in so long. So we walked all the way back. And then I told her about the mountain. Because, see, when I was with the Hebrews, that was like a law kind of thing, okay? What am I saying was a law? We had to, taking care of the body was a must. You could get put on punishment if you didn't, all right? So, good morning. So what I mean is, like, I was married when I was with the Hebrews. Brother I was married to, he was a big brother, okay? He was big. I don't mean kind of chunky, okay? He was a big dude. But he did, was with him, you know. And when we was together all the time, well, you know how that go. We were together a lot. And he did eat very healthy. Matter of fact, he had me doing some things, you know, that he insisted I do, especially when we got married. Like, we would eat garlic, fresh garlic daily. Not in our food. We chopped that shit up. Put it on a spoon. And chase it like with some juice, water, something like that. We did our blackstrap molasses daily. We put in orange juice first thing in the morning. That was, you know, a thing. You know, the blackstrap molasses for the iron. But one thing he did not do was he did not exercise. He didn't. But he was a very active person. Good morning. He was a very active person. I mean, he worked. And then he worked for the community. You know, he did a lot of stuff for the community. So he was always kind of on the go. And he was very, very highly intelligent man. Very smart. Shared a lot with me. A lot of research. What he researched, you know, it's like some men, you know, I have found that they might get jealous of their woman. Don't want them to know shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like that. Anything he studied, anything he researched, and he was the type of person, I mean, he did research daily. And he would find the most interesting, you know, information. And he would share it with me. You know, he wanted me to know. He wanted me to study. He wanted me to be learned. He wanted me to be knowledgeable. And he would make things. I mean, he was just real crafty, you know. He was making a board game. He made clocks. You know, he did just all kind of shit. You know, I just loved it. But anyway, I know somebody may be saying, well, why ain't y'all together? You know. But anyway, you know, I kind of want to talk about it, but I don't. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to skip over it because I just like run my mouth. But he was really a cool guy. But anyway, so he got put on what they call ownish or punishment because of his weight. And it's just like, you know, he wouldn't get it together. Like, and I think, given the way he ate, if all he had to do was exercise, and he would get to points where he'd be like, okay, so he would do his exercise and whatnot, and his weight would start coming down. It wasn't a food thing for him. He just needed to work out, you know. Now, and we ain't talking about nothing strenuous or nothing like that. If he just simply walked. And sometimes that's what he would do. He just would walk. When he started walking, that weight would come off. Because sometimes we would, good morning, we would go to the track. And we both walk or do a light jog or whatever. And I don't know if he was embarrassed about his weight when we would, you know, with exercising. Because some people, I found they can be pretty big, heavy, and they might get embarrassed. You know, they don't want people to see them, you know, because they don't want to be judged, you know. And then, you know, it's like, you know, you got me. My chest is kind of big. My titty's kind of heavy. Okay. You know, I used to run, do 5Ks and shit, you know. But them things is blump, 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 you know. Gajanga, janga, janga, janga. And it's like, well, damn, titties. You know, I gotta find me a sports bra. Listen, I needed them kind that just like, you know, need to be padlocked inside a damn bra, okay? Because sometimes, even when I did get one, they still would just be flopping everywhere, you know? So, You know, he had a really big belly. You know, huge. And I think sometimes, I don't know if that was an embarrassing thing for him, because I didn't really talk to him about that. You know, his weight. His weight wasn't an issue to me. You know, people are funny. I had this man. I don't know if he called himself trying to pursue me. It wasn't much of a pursuit. He just had an expectation that I was going to let him bed me down. Please. Okay? I'm not attracted to you in that regard at all. You know what I mean? But hey, we can hang out, we can go out. I might end up I don't know you like that. I don't have that initial attraction to you. Okay? But let's go out, let's talk, let's get to know one another. You know, somebody's talking about some damn, you understand, he got money. I don't give a fuck what this motherfucker has. Okay? It's like, I wouldn't give a fuck how much money he has. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. No, motherfucker, you don't understand what I am saying. Okay? If I'm going to sell myself, baby, you would have never met me. I would have did that shit a long time ago, and I wouldn't be in this motherfucker. Okay? If I'm going to sell myself, it's going to be for a high fucking price, motherfucker. If I'm going to sell this poontang, this punani, all right, this here pussy, I'm going to sell it. All right? You be going to the movies watching me. You would have been in the 90s up there, seeing me up there with Halle Berry and Vivica Fox and who the fuck ever else on the big fucking movie motherfucking screen. Whoopi Goldberg and them, okay? If I'm going to sell my pussy, okay? When I told him that, he said, oh, yeah, oh. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? When it ever came back to this motherfucker. That's for fucking sure. All right, but anyway. Would have had my ass over there, and this Italian man after me when I was in college. This motherfucker was fine as fuck. Let me see. I was only like 21. Still had to be in his 40s. This man had 30 restaurants in Italy and lived on some island, and would call me and beg me to come there. I was gonna do it. I didn't do it. What's the matter with you, Nikki? You have husband and 5 kids? No, I don't. What's wrong? What's the problem? Come see me, Nikki. This is what he says to me. Should have took my ass with his ass, okay? I told somebody recently, she said, you don't want to be nobody's mistress. Listen. In other words, if I was going to sell myself, I would have been done that shit. Okay? When that man was running after me, okay, and calling me and sending me dozens of roses and shit, all the way from Italy. He was in Italy for a year on vacation. Okay. He said, I'm on vacation and I went home for a year. I'm going to be there for a year. Come see me. Come spend time with me. Okay. But anyway, back to this motherfucker. So, he's a heavy set guy, right? And he's really trying to push something on me. No, nigga, I'm not a kid. I'm not interested in you like that. You approached me. Now, I'm old fashioned. Okay? I believe in pursuit. Pursue. If you're interested in me, you approached me, then pursue me. You never know what could happen if you take the time to pursue. But this man had such low self-esteem. You know, he had, you don't like me because I'm fat. Okay, you dumb motherfucker. I was married to a man who might have been a little bit bigger than you. I didn't give a fuck about his weight. Okay? It was just never an issue with me and him. Okay? And for those of you who may be wondering, in no way, shape, or form was it an issue. Just wasn't. Okay? He was very handsome as well. Okay? Very handsome man. He was, his family was Jamaican. So I met them. I think his grandmother was she Puerto Rican? Listen, that lady was a spitfire. I loved her. Okay, she wasn't for no shit. But anyway, so sometimes, I'm just saying that, like, you coming at me because because he basically told me, he asked me out to dinner. I said, sure, let's go on out. Went out to dinner. He told me right there, hey, this is what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to, get you, bed you down, basically. He didn't say it like that. This is what I want. Motherfucker, that ain't what I want. You asked me out. I wasn't interested in you at all. I wasn't looking your fucking way. I wasn't thinking about you. I think you are a cool person, but I have no attraction to you, But you want to hang out? Good morning. How y'all doing? See, I came up in time listening to men talk about pursuing and, turning that woman's frown upside down. In other words, listening to them talk about women who was not interested in them, but by the time they got done, okay, pursuing them and doing all of that woo-woo shit, that woman couldn't get enough of that man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not just going to lay down with you just because that's what the fuck you want. I've been seeing you for a couple of years, and I have not shown any interest in you in that regard. Because when I am interested in someone in that regard, believe me, they know. I don't have no problem with that. Expressing that that's my interest. Okay? Okay. All right. Hey, the wrong button. Video stopped. Okay? I don't have no problem expressing that. Okay? So, NT Way, he went on about, you don't like me because I'm fat. Well, hold on to that if you want to. I'm not here to convince you of anything or try to make you feel differently about anything or to try to convince you of who and what I am. That's a personal problem that you have. Personal issue. You letting we all got insecurities. I had one child at the school tell me, I don't have no insecurities. Baby, that's it right there. You probably, your whole realm is an insecurity, okay? But she's a kid. But anyway, we all have insecurities in some regard, somewhere, about something. We don't always have to let it fucking show. I had one man approach me the other day. I think he got a woman now. Big old dude, tall. Was tall. Okay. Heavy. And I could tell this man had a long day. He looked tired. But it was something about him, honey. Okay. I said, oh yeah, look at him. Sexy motherfucker right here. Okay. Good morning. I like you. Good morning. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, he was. Okay. I was at the counter, right? Paying for my shit. He came around, came kind of hovered around me, put his arm, reaching out for what he wanted. I felt his energy. I said, oh, this is a nice one right here. I could feel his energy. I said, he feels nice. Okay. It's one of them type that you can feel the strength, not the weight, the strength in his weight. Okay. Very confident. Very confident. And this was a big dude. Okay, left up out the store. Came back, gave me his card. He said, Barbara, here I got the sides of my hair shaved. Then he said, good morning. He said, call me. I said, yeah, you see I shaved my sides, I do it myself. He said, just call me for anything. Okay, he gave me a wink. I said, all right. I like flirting. I like all that. I love that shit, okay? But anyway, so I got in touch. It was just a brief interaction. I said, this man got somebody. It's cool. Do the right thing. Damn sure do the right thing, because I don't want nobody bothering me about a motherfucker. Okay? Don't come bother me about that nigga. All right? Like I met one guy one time. Man, he saw me act like he saw an angel fall up out of the skies. And maybe he did. No. But anyway, good morning. Anyway, he waited for me outside the store. Got to talking to me. And hey, it's like, well, listen, brother, all that you're talking, that's fine. Okay. Like, do you have a girlfriend or a wife? Oh, wait a minute, sister. No. Because I am not interested in no, drama and bullshit and issues. I'm not. Okay? I don't do that shit. And, she might cuss you out. I mean, even if she just see my number in your phone. Don't call me about a motherfucking thing. I'm not interested in none of that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? But see, she cuss your motherfucking ass out, but then bitch get mad and call whoever number she see that she don't belong. Or I seen you smiling at her, or whatever the fuck it is. Okay? Or such just told me you took that bitch out. Y'all handle your business, and until you figure that shit out. Okay? Leave me the fuck alone. Okay, because I have not been attacked much. I have not, dated a whole lot in my life, all right? And had a lot of boyfriends and shit, okay? However, it has happened to me a couple times. Listen, bitch. I ain't even mad at you, okay? I just am not, okay? This was I was just a kid. Oh my God, this girl called me. I was just a kid. I met this guy. He was waiting tables. Listen, we was at the Red Lobster, me and my family, Sunday after church. Guy came to the table. This was one of the most handsome creatures I have ever seen to this fucking day. That motherfucker it wasn't a fine thing. He was just very handsome. He carried himself just a certain kind of way. It turned out, this guy lived right up the street from me. Because we were talking on the phone one day. He said, where you live? And I told him, because my street, it was like, it's so funny back then. The name of the street was Edmonton. And it was like, seemed like a lot of people hadn't heard of it. Now, I meet so many people who lived on Edmonton or whose family lived on Edmonton. Long Street. Well, so anyway, he said, I told him where I live. Well, whatever. I didn't tell him the name of the street. And he told me, he said, well, the name of my street, he said, nobody's ever really heard of it before. I said, well, where? He said, Edmonton. I said, you live on Edmonton? I live on Edmonton. Well, he was a bit of a freak, He would do these overnight pajama parties, co-ed. Not me, motherfucker. I'm not going anything like that, okay? All right? Even if it was a thought that I would, my mother wasn't having that shit, okay? I was this type of kid, too, I don't know, it's just, it's just a good kid, My mother said I can't. Or my mom would be mad. Or my mom this, that, and the other. Okay, but anyway. And even if not, she's like, motherfucker, I ain't going to your fucking orgy shit, nigga. But anyway, I get a call from this girl. Now, mind you, I'm probably about 17, 18 years old. I don't know. I am his girlfriend. I don't give a fuck who you are. I told that girl, hey, hun, no problem. Me and this guy had one phone call. I wouldn't give a fuck how many phone calls it was, okay? Not into that shit. Okay? Especially after the whole, orgy thing. It's like, well, he ain't my type, no way. I ain't getting involved in that shit. That nigga want me to come over there, get involved in that. That ain't my thing. I told that girl, all right, huh? You have a great motherfucking day. Because if a motherfucking thing I'm about to yell and scream over some bullshit, it's not going to happen. Now, this is a hill. Now, I never walked this on camera, okay? I've gone out further, like I was telling y'all before, like last, what was it, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever day it was. Okay, and though I drove this many times, I ain't think nothing about this hill till I hit it. It's a nice little steep little hill too, okay? But anyway, so I think it was just funny. Back to the older gentleman who, I know what kind of man you want. You don't want me because I'm fat. All right. I ain't say shit else too. When he went on that tirade, I see what the problem is. Okay? Or, I don't know if you're trying to make me feel a certain kind of way. Guilty or bad. Okay, I'll let you bend me down. Don't feel bad, nigga. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Okay? But yeah. So, what I was really on at first, if I got off onto that for however long, sister back there who thought she knew me. Listen, I've been getting that shit, like I said, since I was a fucking teenager. Being my mom, being a mom, it would never fail. People would speak to me, not by name. That, of course, came later, which may be a whole nother video. And on that note, I'm talking about people I didn't know. I had never seen before. Okay? But anyway, people would speak to me. Black, white, it didn't matter. And when I wouldn't speak back, because I'd be looking at them like, huh? They would kind of look at me like, well, what's up? I'm like, damn. My mother looked at me, she said, Nikki, do you know them? I was like, I ain't never seen that person before. Sometimes they would say a name. Again, it was never Nikki. Like I said, that shit came during my college years, which, kind of part of my story, my little weird ass, strange ass life story, because it's really strange. But I could write a book and should. I don't know if anybody would believe me. Okay, but anyway, what was I saying? When I was in college, like definitely my senior year, I would have people speaking to me. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki. Nikki, go, hey. What's up? And I'm looking like, who the fuck are these people? I'm seriously. Motherfuckers I never seen before. Never. I was walking with one of the guys on campus. He was Bob. Bob was just a cool motherfucker from Jersey. And everybody knew Bob. And Bob knew everybody. As so many people speaking to me one day, me and him walking together, he was like, damn, you popular. I was like, Bob, I don't even know half these people. I ain't never seen these people before. You know? But see, at that point, my life had been so strange for so many years. Fuck all my fucking life that just like, well, let me just add this to the list of strangeness. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And I would really sit there and try to be like, maybe I have a class with that person. Or maybe, and I would try to think in my classes like, I ain't never seen that person ever. And this was a regular occurrence for a few weeks. And then it stopped. But anyway, I won't get off into that. Gotta wait to put that in my bestseller. But anyway, yeah, I've been doing that all my life. You know, people thinking that, ain't you? Nope. You sure look like, Do you know? You don't know that nope, never heard of him. You know, and in some regard, that bothers me a little bit. Because I'm like, now look, y'all. Here's the marker, okay? 2.0. This is exactly where I ran into my sister last week. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on going. The only thing is, a person must remember, if you walk out, you gotta walk back. It's really not that bad. It's really not that big of a deal. Now, where I used to live, I lived by a track, by one of the middle schools, right? Patrick Henry. And I used to go there and walk. I mean, do it some everything. We'd be out there, walk, run, jog, hit the bleachers, you know, all that stuff, right? Well, for years, my mom and my lady who raised me, my grandmother, we would go there in my teenage years, you know, and walk. It'd be packed, 6 o'clock in the morning, packed out. Okay. Oh, people talk about black people don't exercise. Okay. And this was like in, 80s. Yeah. Okay. Black women don't exercise. Good morning. Black women don't exercise. They don't take care of themselves. They fat. Okay. Anyway, and I said it because I lived in a predominantly black community or area in what some people call the hood, the inner city where I fucking grew up. Packed out. Young, old. I can't say black, white. I could just say black. Every morning. Okay? Some folks running, some folks walking. Black people don't take care of themselves and don't eat right. Black people don't do shit. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna stop here on this bench and drink a little water. Maria, Medea, Oliver, and Margaret, whoever, Mother Shriver. Okay. Anyway, and we would just walk, And I watched my grandmother. My grandmother was losing weight. And my grandmother was my grandmother. She was all that diet and shit. She wasn't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? don't remember doing none of that shit. Now I do remember me and my mom, like we might have, instead of ground beef, we switched to ground turkey. You know, little things like that back then, you know. That people still do. I was a milk drinker back then, so I wouldn't drink whole milk. I'll get me some skim milk. Which I liked it back then. Okay. And so anyway, I get a little like hungry at this point when I walk this far. So I got my fruit with me, my apricot and pluot. And these are fruits. I did not eat apricots. I made a video telling about some of them fruits that's been bothering me that I would normally eat. I switched up my whole fruit regime. I wasn't I wasn't an apricot eater. Now I am. I enjoy them. They don't bother me at all. Strawberries. I haven't eaten strawberries for real like that in years. So I started eating strawberries. They don't bother me at all. I use my pendulum. Okay. I use my pendulum, you know, to see what fruits that I could and couldn't eat, you know, that were okay for my system and that weren't. And sure enough, bananas weren't. You know, I could tell the difference from when I used to eat them. Apples weren't, you know. So the pendulum has many, many uses, okay? But anyway, so I got my fruit with me. So I'm thinking of just walking to the end because it's kind of like, girl, why not? Just go on ahead and do it. You only got 0.5 miles to go. Okay, so as you can see, the path ends here, right? In terms of the sidewalk. What you have to do, you gotta cross the street. See how it begins on this side. Cross the street. Then it's gonna take you into the woods. Gonna take you into the woods behind some folk houses up there. And what's gonna happen is, it's gonna take you right on to the end, right there. It's gonna get you to the main street. And you get your 2.5 miles in. That's what's gonna happen. Go on, girl, ain't nothing to be scared of. Get your ass on up there. I walk shit all the time, bitch. You'll be alright. Walk up here in these woods here. You're going up there. Go on, follow that path. Don't be scared. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. There's people up through there. They ain't found the body through here in 1982. You'll be alright, bitch. They done heightened the security. Okay. So anyway. Anyway, what I was saying about the walking is I noticed when I would like walk, right? And I would walk, well, I would go to the track. I walk like, I don't know, maybe 2 miles. My weight would stay steady. Now, when the COVID had hit, and folk was out there scared of the pandemic, and they were shutting shit down. I couldn't get my ass to the gym, bitch, because they closed all the motherfuckers. So I said, bitch, you better take your ass. Better get your motherfucking ass. Look, I'm tired. Excuse me.
This is a creepy man.
Is it?
Behind that bush, like at the end.
Just standing there?
Yeah.
All the way at South Green?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. I never come this far. Remember, I saw you at the beginning. Yeah. I never came this far. Keep on going. My sister said keep on going. Okay, anyway. So what I did, took my ass on over there to South Ash. What am I talking about? Patrick Henry track. And what I would do, instead of 2 miles, I would walk 4 miles. Listen, bitch. Listen, bitch. Them 2 miles and 2 extra miles. Them 2 extra miles. Within a week, bitch. And I don't even, about a week. And I didn't do it every single day. Not 7 days a week. But I did it maybe like 4 or 5 days. And 2 extra miles. My pants was fitting loose and droopy. And I was like, impossible. Impossible, bitch. It's like, no, bitch, walking is really good fucking exercise, bitch. So, like I said, 2 miles, steady. Weight steady. 4 plus, yeah, bitch. Because, believe it or not, somebody's gonna be like, this bitch is lying, but I'm not. When I came out here and I met the brother, we did the mountain. Did it 2 days in a row with him. No, I think I did it 3 days. I think I did it 3 days in a row. Listen, no, not 3 days in a row, but I did do it like 3 or 4 days that week. Listen, bitch. I got up, put some jeans on, and they was, well, not jeans, my jean shorts. They was very loose. I said, well, good God Almighty. And I told him, and he was like, yes, I'm telling you, walking is the best exercise. Okay? And he sent me a picture when he was, young and all black haired and had his workout bodybuilding shorts on. He was rich. I'm just saying that to say, okay, he knows, the whole workout exercise thing. Look at this bitch. Look, bitch. Your girl did it. I'm right at the motherfucking end, bitch. Right at the end. Yay! Now she said there was a creepy motherfucker. I don't see him. She said he was behind the bushes, just standing there. Who knows? Might have been taking a piss. I got to pee. Bitch. Yeah, I can't wait to get to nothing. No toilet. I'm gonna stand right here behind this sign, bitch. Behind this bush. It ain't nobody gonna see shit, bitch. Okay, look. Finny. Okay, now I'm going to walk to the very end. I'm gonna turn around, and bitch, I'm gonna walk back. Now the thing about it is, okay, I didn't start right at the end over there. Just a few feet away. So what I do, when I go back, I don't go back and get my car like, bitch, I did it. No. I walk all the way to the end and walk back so that it covers that, that space. Good morning. All right. I don't know if I have shit else to talk about, motherfuckers. Okay. Again, no, that's just weird. I'm going right back to the lady y'all should have seen her. The lady was so happy to see me, and it's like, wait a minute. I just was looking at it like, yeah, okay. She went, you ain't. No, baby, I'm not. But I don't know what that's all about in my life, Because to me, it's like, I can see if something happened once or twice. See, I'm the type of person, I don't care if it happens once. I don't care if it happens 0.5 fucking times. I'm going to always question, what was that? What was that about? What did that mean? And not necessarily in a negative way. I'm just saying, that's something. Okay? Because nothing is something and something is nothing. Okay? It's all everything. Okay? It's all, everything is everything. Okay? It's all everything. Okay? So anyway, and everything is nothing at all. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? But anyway, or no thing at all. Yeah, that's what I said. Nothing at all. No thing, duh. Okay, but anyway, Since they done combined the two words, then they done combined the word do and thing. They had to combine. Make it one word, nothing. But anyway, so you don't think of it all the time as no thing, but that's what it is, motherfuckers. But anyway, so, you know, it's just like in my life, you know, it's like, why does that happen? You know, this shit has been happening since I was a teenager, and I can't really say. Did it happen much when I didn't live here? And you may think, what difference does it make? But it does. Now, the one thing that did happen when I didn't live here, when I was in when I was at Howard, when I was in college, was people knowing me by name, who I never, bitch, I ain't never even seen your fucking silhouette. Who the fuck are you? Or your shadow, bitch. You know, but, you know, part of me, I kind of liked it. I was like, hey, that's cool. Whatever the fuck that means. That's some cool shit, too. Okay. But, in terms of, I'm be honest with you, I was glad my dude didn't come today. I don't want to walk that motherfucking mountain, bitch, okay? We'll see if I do when I get to the end. Probably not, okay? But because I'd be like, I did 5 miles. Fuck, I need to do that mountain 5. But anyway, so, you know, I say that it matters in terms of shit not happening and when I lived outside of this motherfucking prison cell cage that they stuck me in when I was born. Bitch, take her to Cleveland, bitch. Okay, because that's what the fuck happened. Gonna take her up out of here, bitch. We can't keep her here, bitch. Gotta take her on. Take her with her daddy and that woman. Just tell her that's her mama. But any motherfucking way, she'll be alright. She ain't gonna never find out. Oh, wait a minute. This bitch done found out. How the fuck did she find Who told her, bitch? Who spilled the beans, motherfuckers? But anyway, in that way. Yeah, because I would have markedly, I've been dying to say that word for the last 3 minutes that I've been saying this. There would be things that would happen to me here, only in this motherfucker, bitch, that would happen no fucking well else, okay? Now, I ain't lived all over the goddamn world, but I lived in Atlanta, Georgia twice. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee. I lived in Newark, New Jersey. Where else did I live? New York City, Washington, D.C. I think that's all the places I lived. Not vacationed or just went to visit. That I actually lived. Okay? And no, bitch. Some of the shit that would happen to me here be like, how long you been back there listening to me? Oh, okay. I'm talking crazy. Okay. I'd be like, these things wouldn't happen to me in other places. Now, don't misunderstand, motherfuckers. Okay, I'm not saying that nothing weird and interesting and like, what the fuck is that? I'm not saying those things didn't happen to me in other places, because they did. They would be different things. But most of the weird, really weird shit, well, I had some really weird shit happen to me in college. That I would just kind of keep to myself. Well, I kept to myself. I mean, like, nothing bad. I wasn't hurt or anything like that. Okay. I would keep to myself, but it was like, I thought it was for, just the reasons I thought it was for was just other, just, it was like non-threatening type shit. But it was just really weird, And then here, but I can't say when I lived in other places. I can't say. I know I would. I sometimes I would put myself in probably not the safest situations, and I'd be all right. Nothing bad would ever happen, And it would not, as I got older, I would look back like, bitch, what the fuck were you doing? But I mean, what young person doesn't, right? I guess, I'm sure there's somebody, I didn't bitch when I was young. What you talking about? I didn't ever put myself in no bad situation. Never. I always been perfect and upright, just like Job, bitch. Ain't that what you're eating, bitch? I'm just playing around. But anyway, well, God is good. Yeah, but I'm gonna get right back to it. I don't know what the hell that's all about. I'm like, it's like, I am on my own a unique individual person. How many motherfuckers do I look like? How many motherfuckers look like me? God damn, Or sometimes it would be a thing of, had the same skin color. They wore glasses. I used to wear glasses. Shit like that. Maybe the same hairstyle, especially when I wore my bald fade, Especially like back then, like in early 90s. It just was not a fucking style. Like, bitch, what the fuck? And the nose fucking ring. Now, I know anything goes nowadays, but back then when I did it, like early 90s, that was like, this bitch is strange. She bald. Kind of bitch walk around bald. Cut the hair like that on purpose. Kind of bitch is that. That's the type of shit. So every now and then you run into another bald sister. Same skin color for the most part. I'm not saying only bald, those that wore their hair bald had a certain skin color. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, it's a shame to have to explain this. Somebody, what the fuck she mean? What the fuck she trying to say? Colorist. No, motherfuckers. Okay, but anyway. You look like, no, bitch, I don't look like her. We don't look alike, bitch. Especially like when Jada Pinkett used to wear her hair really short. And I was wearing my bald fade, and this truck is backing up. I don't know what the hell. Don't hit me, motherfuckers. I don't know what they're gonna do. Oh, okay. And I was slimmer. And I would do, my acting, doing plays and shit. Oh my God. You look just like Jada Pinkett. Well, no. Yeah, I don't think she was married. Was she married at that time? Yeah, no. I just remember Jada Pinkett. You look like Jada Pinkett. You remind me of Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett, Jada Pinkett, Jada Pinkett. And these drive me fucking crazy. Like, no, I don't. Nothing against Jada Pinkett, if you're listening. Okay? But anyway, I got that shit all the time. Especially when I would do theater. And I had that bald head. They let me get right on stage bald. They wouldn't give me a wig. Get on up there, bitch. You're the one who cut off all that motherfucking hair. Get your ass up there, bitch, and act. Oh my God. Oh, honey, I have to tell you about that. I had one director, he dogged me out so bad. Oh my God, my heart hurts thinking about it. This motherfucker dogged me out so bad. Like, he just wanted to say, bitch, you just ought to hang the shit up. Bitch, just hang it up, bitch. You stink. What'd he say? He said, you are the, Nikki, you are the, oh my God, what did he say? Listen, honey. In other words, bitch, you dead as fuck. You are dead as a doorknob up there. You are dry. You are boring. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. And this was after I minored in theater arts. Okay. And he was right. I stunk. Okay. He was what he was saying, the specific, because what I would tend to do when I would deliver a line is at the end I would just kind of let the line just drift off, just die. I would let it die. Okay. And that's what he was speaking to. And I was doing that. I knew I was doing that. I didn't do it on purpose, like in terms of I'm just gonna do this. No. I was so afraid. I was just so fucking afraid. I was scared as shit. And I felt like I automatically, listen, I'm hungry. I got to break out the Pluot, the apricot, something, put some sugar up in me. I felt like I was just, hold on, let me find my apricot. Come on, mother. Don't be hiding down in there in my bag. Motherfucking apricot is like, bitch, don't eat me, bitch. No, what was I listening to recently? And they were talking about. I was listening to this. I had to unsub from her, okay? I really liked her channel, right? But she kind of do some fear-mongering shit. You know how you... I've been listening to this woman for at least, maybe... 2 years, at least 2 years, off and on, right? And she got into that fear mongering, Jesus is the only way type thing, you know. But it was just some other shit she said. I'm like, bitch, you lying. It was the same time. It was the same type of shit, you know. Because I went to these Protestant Christian schools growing up. And listen, honey, one time I remember when I was in the 9th grade. And I was the biggest Prince fan. I was a Prince fan. You couldn't say, I loved me some Prince back then, okay? I used to have a picture of him that I carried in my purse and my wallet too. And Billy Idol, I was their biggest fucking fans. And we had chapel, right? Twice a week. Listen, these men came from, the chapel. And they show us for 2 or 3 chapels in a row. This video called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. And it was just about how demonic and satanic, you know, secular music was, and the drugs and the backmasking, you know, where they would turn the record backwards and they had some message in there like, you know, give all praise to Satan and all that kind of shit, and was telling us about Ozzy Osbourne and all the satanic rituals and shit they do on stage, and killing of the puppies that he would do and biting their heads up. Listen, bitch. Okay. We ran up out there when that shit was over. Okay. Went to the bathroom crying and repenting. I took my pictures of Prince and Billy Idol up out my purse. And my friend, my best friend, was a white girl, Sherry, okay? Sherry said, Nikki, are you going to throw them away? I said, yes. Crying and shit. Okay? Asked Jesus to forgive me. You know, blah, blah. Took my pictures of Prince and Billy Idol. I had 2 of Prince and 1 of Billy Idol. I carried them with me faithfully. Tore them up. Threw them away. Listen. Maybe like a day or 2 later, I was like, I wish I had my pictures. Okay. But that's, you know, so I grew up with that kind of fear mongering, you know. I remember one time at the school, the elementary school I went to that school. Okay. To the high school where they were showing us the Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll video. They showed us, this was years before, what's that movie that the white kid did, who used to be on TV, about, it was a rapture movie, okay? So that shit that boy did that was on TV, whatever his name, I got it, Kirk something or other. You know, they had been showing all them kind of movies. They had been making them rapture movies. They would take them, you know, make them on film and take them and show them to the, to the Christian all the kids in the Protestant Christian schools and scare the shit out of them. Scare the shit out the kids, okay? Because this was like in the 80s, okay? We watched that thing in chapel. I believe it was Swinley Chapel, yes. Okay? Scared, And I can't remember, there was a song. I used to love this song. It was about the rapture. Let me see. How the song go? Wait a minute. I got music in my ear. Let me see if I can remember. Okay. I can't remember right now. I ain't going to hold you. If it comes to me, I'll start singing it. Okay. But anyway, so listen to this woman's channel. I love her channel. She's got some... Good morning. How you doing? She's got some great content, okay? But it's just... I noticed she wasn't doing that stuff at first. She just stick to the facts of whatever, the content was about, all right? I ain't gonna go into all that, what the content was. Okay. It was some great fucking information, all right? She just stick to the fact. Then I noticed as time went on, it was a long time. Then she started, making them plugs in there. Now, it was another lady I followed, same kind of content. Same kind, her shit. Oh, yeah, because them two collaborated. They sure did, but they had fell out, They fell out. And, they don't fall out like we fall out. They fall out. One said they piece, the other said they piece. That was into that. They moved the fuck on, okay? It wasn't no 10 and 20 years, It was, they say, no, nothing personal. We just have a difference of opinion. She believes this and I don't. And I believe this and she doesn't. So we're just going to go our separate ways. But it was great. It was wonderful. But I could tell when they fell out. I was listening. I was listening to the podcast, the video, whatever, okay? Because they didn't show their faces back then. They still don't, really. The one kind of started showing their face. But anyway, you could tell I was like, uh-oh. Sound like it was a split coming. And it was, okay? They ain't made no big deal about it. And they moved on, all right? And she, same thing with the lady she collaborated with. Same thing. She just spit the facts. She just spit the fucking facts. No personal belief system. But then I noticed over time they both started with that. And I was like, you know what? Of course, y'all know I teach religious studies on here. Okay, I'm going to be doing Judaism soon. You can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. I have no issue with that. I have no issue, absolutely none. It does not bother me. Whatever. What bothers me is when you start the fear mongering to your audience. I'm like, gotta go. If you don't follow this way, motherfucker, you don't follow the good Lord the way my church teaches it, bitch. Okay? Then you're on your motherfucking way. See that shit? Nah, keep it. Okay, but anyway, I was listening to the last video of hers I was listening to. They were talking about vegetables and how the vegetables don't want to be eaten. Now, okay, I'm not saying that I have nothing to verify that. Okay. All right. I mean, and what I mean by that is I don't have no links to send nobody to or to say this is where they got that information from. Bitch, I don't know where the fuck they got. I don't know where they got that. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Okay, because people always, with this, don't eat the animals and all that. That's evil, that's bad, that's blah, 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 okay? The animals is living creatures. Everything is fucking living. You understand what I'm saying? The plants are living too, and you boil the shit out of them or you put some heat to them, okay? Or even if you don't, you put them in your mouth and tear them to pieces for you so that you can live, all right? Hi, how are you? They provide... the minerals, nutrients, blah, 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 okay? And so do them motherfucking animals, okay? All right, but anyway, so I was saying that about the apricot. The apricot's like, don't eat me, bitch. Motherfucker, I'm going to eat you, okay? Now, and I know some of you may be thinking, bitch, your jokes aren't funny. They crack me the fuck up. That's what my daughter says, Ma, you think you're funny. You're not funny. I'm cracking up. Shit, I make me laugh. Okay? But anyway, I still think I was on this thing about these people saying I look like somebody. That shit bothered the hell out of me. I ain't like that shit. I'm just used to it now. I'm just used to it. I don't get it. No fuck. I don't look like these people. You know what I mean? Or what does that mean? What is that all about? Okay? You know, on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Okay. Anyway, I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. Because I know, see, I'll be talking about something and I'll drift to something else. And I try to get back to that thing that I was talking about. I don't think I did that today. I mean, no, I know I drifted, but I think I got back to what it was I might have been initially saying, because, you know, often I won't, you know. And so I can't think of anything else right now. You know, none of this is what I want to talk about. I was listening to a video this morning, and what did he say? He was know thyself. Now, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Okay. Now, I've listened to it before, but I didn't really hear it before. Okay. Or maybe you could say, no, I listened to it before, but I didn't really hear it before. So I listened to it while I was driving, and I heard it. And he said something. Now, what he said made me think about how when I used to go to church, okay, you know, I was born again, saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized. Okay, and I'm not putting that down. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying I was all that. Okay, and I loved going to church. I hated it, but I loved it. Okay, I hated when I was a kid, like a lot of kids do. Okay, till I started going to church with my grandmother. Okay, which was the bomb church. But then when I got a little older, and folks wanted me to go to their church, and they put forth whatever they needed to for me to go to their church, I started going to their church. It wasn't my grandmother's church. By a long fucking shot. Okay? But I made the best out of it, because that's where I was. I'll just put it like that.
Like, you too young in the business.
Okay. And so, what happened? I would enjoy it the best I could. Okay. Until the pastor started preaching. Now listen, even now, you know, I'm not a Christian. I'm going to church. I like good messages. I just do. I don't give a fuck if it's in a lecture form, sermon, whatever. Okay, video. I love good shit, you know. And so I like a good sermon. Okay. and it, you know, after going to theology school and then ripping the Bible apart, you know, I had to learn how to sit in church and listen to a sermon without all of the, you know, the theological teachings I got. That was just completely disproving everything the pastor was saying. All right, but anyway, it took a while, you know. So, you know, we are off. Good morning. Hi. You know, we are. You know, we are all brainwashed. You know, I know we look at that as a negative. You know, no, we something is put in our brains from some outside source, from maybe, I would say from conception, but not really, even before then, because, you know, father's sperm, mother's egg, it's all up in the eggs and the sperm. So you know, before you even really, you know, your being, okay? So, a pastor at the time, very smart man, very wise man, I guess. This is what we would say. Now, after, hi, good morning. After I've been challenged with the realities and truth of my life and my origins and even everything around me, I look at things differently than I did. Let me tell you, that shit is not easy. It's not easy at all. Okay? That's not easy. I mean, because it's like everything that has been rooted in me, it's like, now I look and I'm like, you mean to tell me that was a fucking lie too? Yes. What is this weirdness? What is this shit? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's you could, a complete overhaul is what I'm feeling and thinking. Complete overhaul. Complete. Not just bits and pieces. No, from your beginnings, from your foundation. Okay, how does a person, work in that? Okay. Okay. But so anyway, I would go to church. And I used to love, my mom was his my mom, the lady who raised me, was his personal secretary. So I used to go to, she worked in the main office during the week with him, So I've been going around there since I was born, since I can remember. Well, since I was very small, very young, okay? And, it wasn't anything for me just go in his office and just start talking to him, because I was always around there from when I was like at least a toddler, at least 3 or 4 years old. Shit, it was before I remember being in there before I started school, And he was a very well-read person, read a lot. And he'll have some really, really good things to say. His sermons were good. And I've said before, I grew up Kojic, Church of God in Christ. So I would go to when I got older, good morning, we would go to the international convention. And it was in Memphis, Tennessee back then. Now, my younger years, teenage years, late teenage years, because that's when I started going, I would just kind of walk around. I wouldn't really go sit in the service, and doing what young people do. Then when I got a little older, was still young, I would go sit in the service. I would go to the services, especially when I was, in seminary, and I was, more interested in the messages that were brought forth, the spiritual messages. I would go. And man, I loved a good sermon. Loved it. Man, loved it. Okay. But sometimes, like I go to church, right? And when the man would get up to preach, something in me would be so fucking, it's just like drained. I get sleepy as shit. And I used to think to myself, okay, let me make sure I go to bed, early on Saturday night. Early, get some good rest, fortify myself and everything so that I don't get sleepy. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I would still get sleepy, right? Even I mean, like, I'm not talking about just a little. I'm talking about overwhelmingly sleepy. Now, I would look around. A lot of people would be in there yawning. I'd be like, folks, ready to go now. And then, Pentecostal church, so it was pretty excitable. So I thought maybe it had something to do with that after the high of the morning prayer high. And then the choirs, getting everybody hyped up and everybody clapping and shouting all over the place and, everything. Then we coming down, like a sugar high. You know what I'm saying? The sweetness of it. And then here we are coming down. And that might have been the case. It was like I would try to fight it. I would try to combat it. Like, sometimes I might, maybe take a little walk or something, inside, just walk out to church or something, just to kind of refresh myself, man. It didn't matter. It didn't fucking matter. I'll go sit down. I'll be like, get the fuck. I'm sleepy. You know what I'm saying? I am really sleepy. Couldn't fight it. Now, I've heard some people say that, they be draining you in them churches, that vampirism, psychic vampirism stuff, which I can believe that. Because when I first heard that, I was like, oh, is that what that was? Is that what was going on? Or it really could have been, this high, you coming down from this high. Everything's all excitable, now everything's at a standstill. And we got to listen to at least him speak for 30 minutes with no music, no nothing, until he get into that, how they do. Then they start getting hyped up and the organists come in, dun, and he say with some else, dun, and then and then everybody get back up hype again, I guess you could look at it like that, like maybe on like kind of like the mundane aspect of it, the physical mundane aspect of it. Yes, that's a very real possibility. Now, I would go to, I grew up going to these Protestant Christian schools, right? So I would go to their services. Now, it was Baptist, but these were white Baptists. So their form of worship and service was very different. Wasn't no hype. Very calm, very quiet. No choirs, hymns. Okay, this was back then. I don't know what folks is out there doing now. Okay, because the Catholics was having some Pentecostal style services. Okay, I'm talking about back in the 80s. Okay, all right. When I was a young person, this was my experience. All right, but anyway, so it wasn't like that. So it was boring to me in general from Jump Street. But it wasn't draining. Boring as soon as we walked in there, because we would go to church, there's church sometime, like, it wasn't draining. It was boring. That shit that I would experience on Sunday morning service, when the preacher got up, was draining. It was draining. It was like I was being drained. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know. I remember one time I went to a Presbyterian church in Atlanta, because I don't think I had ever been to a Presbyterian service before. But I went, because seminary I went to, there was a lot of, the Presbyterians had their seminary there too, right? And so I would visit. I visited there. I would visit a number of different places, other denominations, places that I had not, if I had not experienced that style of worship, I would go visit, because I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted the experience of it. Because I don't like that criticizing shit that they would do in these churches. Oh, they born and they dead, and ain't no spirit there, okay. Just because they don't do it like you. I don't think so, okay? So I would purposely go, because I wanted the experience for myself. And I went to one Presbyterian. Oh my God, it was so nice. It was such a nice service. It was such a nice service. And in terms of, well, did you feel the spirit in it? I damn sure did. I damn sure did. Till at one point I had to hold myself back and say, don't you dare throw your hand up and say praise him. Because I wanted to, because I was feeling it that strongly in there. And it was just as calm and quiet and just as peaceful. Okay. Sang their hymns. Same kind of style that I went to when I went to, that visited some of those Baptist churches, white Baptist churches. Okay. Very calm, very sweet, very pleasant. Okay. And, I grew up in those churches that said, you drinking and smoking is evil and against God's way. I had been selected when I was in seminary I had to meet at Emory, their theological, their seminary, with some other seminarians from Emory Seminary, as well as some of the other seminaries in the area. One night, one of the professors at my seminary selected me. I didn't even have her for a class, so I was really shocked. But she selected me to go and meet, and we came together and collaborated, think tank type of thing, because what it was for was to go to one of the colleges in Indiana, to kind of like, in a sense, recruit, or kind of a recruiting type thing for, the various seminaries. For students who wanted to go to seminary or who were thinking about going to seminary for graduate school. So I got to go to that too, as a result. And, I was so into my thing with my church and the denomination that I grew up in. I was with these Presbyterians. We were in the airport. And they were like, okay, come on, y'all, let's go over here. And it was like an open bar, like right in the middle of the airport. And I was like, I can't go in there. And they looked at me like, well, why not? I was like, because it's a bar. And I was like, well, what difference does it make? What does it mean? So I explained to them, well, in my denomination, it's a sin to drink alcohol. And I was like, we don't have drinking. I said, I know. I said, and me personally, because I had some damn sense. Me personally, I don't mind going in there. I really don't. But see, it was open, and I said, the way we're taught is that if someone sees me, I could be drinking a Sprite, or water. And one time my aunt was drinking some vodka. I thought it was water. I went to grab that. Let me have some of this water. She said, baby, that ain't water. It's a kid, what I'm saying? So it's like, we can't do things that may even cause someone to stumble or may seem unseemly, and they were like, okay, we understand. That's cool. They didn't criticize me or anything. I just kind of stood like right outside of it. Now, I know somebody's like, that's stupid. That's dumb. Yeah, you can think what you want to think. This is where I was, and this was the teachings, and this is what I believed at that time, and this is what I followed. Okay. And I said with no shame, you know what I mean? But anyway, good morning. We have paths that we walk. Everybody's path ain't the same. And, you believe and think what it is that you do for whatever reason, But never, like I was talking about the man I married on the way up. Well, big dude. He got put on punishment because he wouldn't do what he had to do to lose weight, And for that community whose health was like a top priority, it did not look good, So, but anyway, nevertheless, it's like going to a job. When they say, have your ass here at 8 o'clock, otherwise you're late. And you say, well, I got to go to work at 8 o'clock. And your motherfucker say, why you got to go to work at 8 o'clock? You say, because that's the rules of my motherfucking job. And I believe in it. And I believe in that check that they're getting. If you don't believe in it, you believe in that check that they're giving you. All right. But anyway, so, anyway, what was I saying? Presbyterian. So, it was just very different. And there are people who actually think, because they think differently or they believe differently in very minor areas. Okay, like that. Okay, it's okay for us to drink, alcohol, as long as you don't give yourself over to drunkenness, That's the good morning. That's the general belief system. I suppose where I grew up, it was like, don't touch the shit at all. So, so I went there. I visited that church. It was a really nice service. It's a beautiful service, actually. It was so beautiful to the point for me that I had strongly considered visiting there, like maybe monthly. But I didn't, because I had obligations at the church that I was at, and I didn't, you obligated yourself to be here. So that was that, I'm trying to remember what even got me on all of that, because I'm about at the end. I got I think 0.5 from here, because that just said 2 miles from the top. So I got 0.5 from here, which is good. So, man, I'm sorry, y'all. See, this is what I said, where I veer off and forget my initial conversation. Oh, that's it. Drained as fuck. Okay. I didn't. Now, when I went to that service, I didn't feel anything in terms of feeling drained or sleepy or tired. Okay. As well, there were some other Pentecostal churches or Kojic churches that I would go to where I did not feel that way. So it wasn't all the time, like every single church I went in. But I could tell you, it was like every Sunday morning at that particular church. Listen, it was I was so fucking drained. I would be so drained. And some, you have to be careful too with, I don't want to call it double talk or double speak. I don't know. It's almost like this thing where a person can sound like they're saying something profound, and it sounds like I know they're saying something profound. I know they are. I know they're saying something profound that is going to feed my soul. I know they're saying it, right? And you're waiting. Good morning. You're waiting, and you're waiting for it to all come together and hear that profound shit, right? But it never does. It never does. It's never pulled together. And you're like, well, I know I must have missed something, because this is a very smart person. This is a wise person. This person has this experience. This person, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I know. Right? And it happens week after week after week after week. And the reality is, you come to realize and see, there was nothing said. Gobbledygook. And if you didn't get it, look, I'm going to hop these boards. I do this sometime. Well, I only did it one time. If you didn't get it, that simply means you're not smart enough, you're not bright enough. Okay. Experienced enough, spiritual enough, deep enough. I'm reading this book right now that I saw somebody mention a few times on their channel. And I said, I'm going to read that. I'm going to read that book. So I bought it right away. Last time I heard them mention it, I'm like, I'm getting it. Got it. Ordered it right then. No, went to Barnes & Noble like the next day. It might have been that day, shit. But I know it was right away. I got that book. I'm reading this book. Now the information in it, some people, I guess you could look at it as profound, but it said so fucking plain. Anybody could understand it. Now, if they chose to, it is direct. The information is direct. This is this, and this is what it means. Boom. Period. It ain't said 1,000 different ways and really not said at all. That's trick shit. That's some trickery shit. Okay? Don't know what the purpose is. Maybe to keep a person mixed up, maybe to keep them confused, maybe to keep them in a place of understanding, or maybe to make them feel that they are always, that they are less than, or you are superior, they are inferior, so they must continue to come to you and hear you in your words of nothing. It's not anything that I'm saying in anger. It's just like something I'm saying, like, I understand. I'm aware now. I'm clear what was happening. I feel like it doesn't matter how profound something can be. Doesn't matter. It can be explained. Math shit is some profound shit when you think about it. But it can be explained in the most basic of ways that anybody can get it. I'm teaching, believe it or not, I'm teaching math for summer school. When they assigned me to math, I was like, listen, okay, math. Okay. I'm like, I don't have the teaching license. You don't have to, not for this. You don't have to have it for summer school. I was like, oh, okay. I said, but math, you can do it. Okay. So we said, this was our first week. He said, let's just do an evaluation type thing. Let's just see where they're at. So we gave them some multiplication tables. Double digit, triple digit. There's this kid who this past school year, like I ended up having a supposition in an administrative role. Okay, quote unquote administrative role. I've been told two things: that it is administrative and that it's not. But whatever. It was discipline. Okay, which I loved. Man, listen, I loved that role. Okay, I loved it, because I loved those children. Loved talking to them. Just loved them. Okay. But this boy was like in that office every single day practically. I mean, it was not at least 4 days a week that I did not see him in the office. It's like, oh my God. What you doing in here again, boy? Hey, cutest kid. So he's there in summer school. Okay, now some of y'all, hey, he must be bad. He's not bad. He's got just stuff going on, you know. They're more silly than anything. Hi, good morning. You know their age. They're 13, 14. He's a silly boy. And so I give him the worksheet. You know, we didn't do it on the Chromebook. Gave him the worksheet. This boy turned the sheet in like right away. Now I got some sheets where there was nothing on the sheet, or just scribble, and I'm like, okay. Some of them I'm like, okay, they don't know their multiplication tables. It was obvious they just don't know it. You know, we gotta start off the basic shit. Okay, multiplication is just, I call it extended addition. Okay, but anyway, he gives me his sheet. There was an answer under every problem, but he showed absolutely no work. And I said, this boy threw something together. I'm about to get him. I looked. This boy got every single one right. No work showing, just the answer. I called him out. I said, listen, okay. I said, okay, I said to him, okay, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Okay, I said to him, I said, did you use a calculator? Your phone, calculator on your phone? He was like, no. And he didn't, because I was watching him. But I asked anyway. I said, well, so the other lady in the room, the parent in the room, she said, oh, well, where did she say your work? She said, oh, you did it on the scrap paper that we gave you? He said, no. I said, well, how do you get these answers? He said, I use my fingers. I saw him using his fingers. I said, you didn't have to write out any of this? I mean, we're talking about double digit and triple digit numbers. Okay. He was like, no. I said, well, what you mean? He said, I just use my fingers. He was like, I don't need to do all that. And every single answer was right. I said, boy, I ain't never seen nobody. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is part of his problem. He's bored as fuck. Because he's smart as shit. He's smart as shit. But I had to explain to him, but you're going to have to show your work, because the math, this is what they want. You can get the answer right, don't show your work, they're gonna mark it wrong. Okay, that's what they're gonna do. And they're gonna label you. They're gonna put a label on you, which they already have. They're gonna put a label on you, say you don't know what you're doing. And here you are, probably damn near a mathematical, or if not, mathematical genius, okay? I ain't never seen no shit like that. Now, I haven't. Maybe y'all have. I ain't never seen it. 13-year-old kid. It's like, what the hell? Okay? What am I saying? He went to the most basic thing to get the right answer. What was the most basic thing? His fingers. Counted on his fingers. Triple digit, double digit multiplication problems. His fingers. So what I'm saying is, you can have a profound message that can be explained in the most basic. Okay. Look, y'all. The most basic of ways to start. Okay. Y'all know I'm at my finish point. I'm going to end it now because I'm about to get in my car. Okay. And it was so nice for those who listened to this whole thing. Thank you. I had no intention. I was only going to talk a little bit. And I wasn't really sure if I was going to walk the whole thing. But hey, baby, I did my 5 miles today. Boom, shakalaka. And no, I'm not really tired. And I'm not walking that hill. I'll wait till my friend gets back in town. I might walk it tomorrow. I might. I doubt it. No, I shouldn't say that, right? We'll see. All right, y'all have a good day. Peace.